Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Myself, Gareth, Poole is your guide, and the very talented Basil on camera with us this afternoon, everybody. Very excited to be back out. I've been away for the weekend. Had a lovely weekend with my family up in the mountains, canoeing and swimming not too far from Rietspruit here. It's been a lovely weekend, but I'm very, very excited to be back out in the bush, my natural habitat. Basil and I have decided that we're gonna find a leopard for you this evening, everybody. A different out of camp this afternoon, a road I haven't driven in time. I see it's actually recently been cleared, this road, and just looking for any signs of leopard along here. We'll end up going past Trip where a couple of white rhino have just been spotted as well. Let's see if they're still around. But it's a perfect afternoon. Sun's just now ducked behind some cloud, but the temperature's fantastic. So I'm actually quite grateful the sun is hiding for the time being, because it was another really hot day up here in the Lowveld. Not as bad as over the weekend, but we got to about 33, 30. Temperatures were in their 40s over the weekend. Just going to quickly say hello to all of our pack members that have joined us this evening. Good afternoon, Carol and Willow. Hello, Mary. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Alicia. Welcome, Serval Cat. First time I've seen that name show up. Lovely to have you with us. Good afternoon, Betty. Hello, Ashbalicious. Lovely to have you with us, dear. Good afternoon, Brian. Hello, Ian. Hello, Becky. Hello, Sarah. Lovely to see some new names. Hello, Jan. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you all with us. Very excited for what this afternoon might bring. It's always exciting out here. I'm a lucky man to call this my work and to spend so much time on this beautiful game reserve, the Rietspruit Game Reserve. And you know that this is home to my family. We've lived here for just over a decade. Know this place intimately. It's a special reserve, that's for sure. Got to be involved in some incredible work last week with the African wild dogs that we have here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve in a holding boma.
Standing by? Yeah, we are big. Copy.
We have successfully paired or bonded a group of male and female wild dogs, which are now set for release here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Should be happening in the next sort of 5 or 6 weeks. It's going to be quite a momentous occasion, that's for sure. But it's a very small little game reserve that packs a seriously massive punch. Everything occurs here except for Cape buffalo, not roaming free on the reserve yet. There are plans for that to happen, hopefully in time. But it's the most elusive one that I'm after this afternoon. The leopard. For the most part, the population that exists here are still quite nervous around human beings and vehicles. And also, given the time of year, it is quite difficult to spot the damn things in this very, very dense woodland that now covers the entire reserve, thanks to all the brilliant summer rains we've had so far. Just checking to make sure I'm not missing any interesting tracks along the road here. Good afternoon, Guido. Good to have you with us, sir. Hello, Shannon. Lovely to have you as well. I'm just hearing now from FC, everybody, that we have a new keyword for the week. So every week we dish out a keyword for those of you that are interested in getting your hands on one of our high resolution images. And the keyword for this week is eyes. And you can choose whose eyes we're referring to. The keyword is eyes for the week. Send that through to us on the app. So if you haven't downloaded the Painted Dog TV app yet, best you do so. Download the app and then you can hold us by the app and send in that keyword, and then you can get your hands on that awesome wildlife image of the week. High resolution, of course, so you can always have it printed and put up in your home. I'm particularly fond of putting my own wildlife images onto canvas. Love doing canvas. Zebra tracks down here, some tortoise tracks. all that fresh. As I was saying earlier, everybody, there were 2 rhinos sighted earlier, a white rhino cow and calf, who were not too far from here and potentially heading towards water. There's a very small little water hole not far from us and not far from where those rhino were, called Kudu Krip. And they were heading that general direction, is what I was told. So I'm going to head straight there now and just go see if these rhino are having a drink. That's a wonderful voice to hear on the radio again. That's my father, who's just gone out on drive this evening. He's just returned from 2 months away from home, so good to hear him out. Afternoon, Dad. Female lions at the corridor. White rhino cow and calf near Kudu Krip, which I'm going to follow up now. Another white rhino cow and calf seen earlier near Lowveld Dam. And not entirely sure how many leadwood stations on Blowunk.
Copy that, thanks guys.
Good afternoon, Candy Ann and Suzanne. Lovely to have you with us. Betty, I see you've made mention of the song The Eyes of Texas Are Upon You. I don't know it, but I definitely will know it later. I'm going to go look that one up. Sounds like a goodie. Right, we are now fast approaching the last position of these 2 rhino. It's the next junction that we get to here. We'll have a look and see if they're still around in the same spot, otherwise I'm sure we'll see their tracks. Rhinos leave behind some very visible tracks. Quite easy to track down, to be honest, which sadly doesn't work in their favor when it comes to poachers and poaching. If you know what you're doing, you can track down rhino quite quickly, depending on, of course, the substrate, the type of soils you're working with, cover. But even when they walk through grass, rhino, because of their size, you'll actually be able to track them just by looking where the grass has been bent down from their heavy weight stepping on the grass. So they were left right here at this junction a very short while ago. I think I can see their tracks going down towards the water. Looks like they walked down there. You can see the tracks out there, folks. It looks like they have headed to water. Let's go have a closer look. Make sure it's them. Oh, that's them, all right. They headed for a drink. You'll be able to see the tracks a little bit easier here now, everybody, in this soft sand here. Very distinctive track, quite different to the elephant, of course, with their 3 toes at the top of the track there. 3 oval-shaped toes. Tracks of these rhinos still on the road here. They've turned somewhere over there. There's a rubbing post just here. I wonder if they didn't head towards the rubbing post. No, not there either. There's a beautiful little cliff sitting on top of the rubbing post, however. You'll see this big granite piece of rock, which has become very smooth over the years from rhinos rubbing up against it. Elephants as well. Beautiful little emerald spotted wood dove just sitting on that rubbing post. Right, let's have a look at the water. I think those rhino might have cut off. You can smell the dung back there. I don't think they did come drink here. Oh no, tracks here. They've had their drink already, these 2 rhino. This is the water that I was referring to, everybody. Just a small little man-made trough here, which is called. It looks like those rhino have already come and gone. They've had their drink here and they've headed back that way. And I was smelling now. But before we go that way, I just want to make sure there's not tracks of anybody else here. Good afternoon, Marcy. Good to have you with us. So the temperature right now, everybody, is probably about 28, 29 degrees Celsius. Not too hot. Basil just showing you the dung of these rhino here. Let's just see where they went from here. Some impala crossing the road in front of us here. South. Amazing watching these impala run. So agile. Rhino tracks are old here. Here I was saying that rhino are so easy to track down. Now they're having a bit of a challenge. A lot of rhino tracks in the area here, everybody, but the settails following along the road here are not fresh. It certainly is. More impalas. Oh wow, look at this one's injury on her back leg. Oof, that's a nasty gash. We'll just let the rest of the herd cross here before we move on. So yeah, hard to say of course what exactly caused the gash on that impala's rump, but whatever it was, it's managed to get away. Could have been a leopard, could have been lion, could also just be from injury running through the bush. Sometimes they get their timing slightly wrong and will, collide with a sharp stump or something like that. And that could potentially cause a gash. But it's a really up gash. You can see it's healing quite nicely, that impala. So tough, these animals, so resilient. So we don't and that they did. Got their tracks here again now, the fresh tracks coming in this way. Now I suspect that these two rhino, it's probably no spring time is for bed. See if they went down there. It doesn't look like though. Must have continued up the road. No tracks here. I found them. They're just over this little ridge here, everybody. They didn't see me or hear me, which is a good thing. I don't want to spook them, especially when I'm on foot, then they'll get really quite worked up. Yeah, they're grazing just over this ridge here. Definitely not no hope in the little calf though. Those are some big rhinos. Hello, you beautiful beasts. Amazing. I was thinking to myself earlier that the tracks I was seeing, I didn't see very little calf tracks. But what a treat, everybody. I think these are the two young female heifers. Just happily grazing. They've been in some mud today. Interesting colours across their flanks. Some really fresh, wet mud on the back of that, or the left flank of that rhino at the back there. Just wonderful, eh? Both are female. But I don't think it's mother and calf. I think these are two young females, everybody, that spent a lot of time in this area. I've relocated on these two white rhino. They're on the little link road between Pompad and Leopard Noordpad on the eastern side of the Sunsloot. I'm just going to try and get in a bit closer, everybody, because obviously we're a little bit obscured here with the trees in front of us. See if we can get a bit closer without disturbing these two rhino too much. Some gorgeous light falling on them right now. Yeah, they're not too worried by us. You can see while the engine's running and I'm moving towards them, they're still grazing. Not worried much at all. Look at that. Beautiful. It's two white rhino on the little link road between Pompad and Leopard Noordpad. It's an old unused two-track. They're feeding on the eastern side of the Sunsloot drainage.
Copy, thanks.
What a treat. I love spending time with these prehistoric beasts. You can see all that wet mud now, everybody, that I was talking about. Not sure where they would have found that wet mud today, but it's not anywhere nearby to where we are here. So earlier in the day, maybe just north of where we are here, there's a number of mud wallows not too far from here, where they've picked up that mud. The wind has picked up quite substantially this afternoon, so what these rhino will often do, you can actually see the wind blowing around the rhino. What they'll often do is go to graze in thickets like we're in here now. So obviously there's a little bit of open grassland where they're grazing, but there's a stand of trees all around them, and that just breaks up the wind quite a bit. Rhinos rely so heavily on their hearing and sense of smell that when the wind picks up, they look to go and graze where there's a bit of cover so that they can hear or smell danger approaching a little bit better than they would if they were standing out completely in the open. Just see those tails wagging. They've gone behind the trees again here for us, everybody. Just see what they do though. Canadian, to answer your question, no, I don't think so. I've had a good look at both of them. Perhaps what you're picking up is just either some mud or folds of skin. There's quite a bit of moisture on their flanks as well, which might appear or look like a wound. But I've been having a close look through my binoculars, for that exact reason, just to make sure that they're in perfect condition, and from what I can see, it looks like it. Just try creep forward here again, everyone. These two girls are very used to the trucks, so I don't suspect I'm going to disturb them too much by trying to get in here a bit more. It's interesting to note where they're grazing right now, everybody. So you'll see them going up the side of this little hill. This little hill is actually a termite mound.
Standing by. They were on the junction of Carrickle Crossing.
just showing you now the top, the pinnacle of the termite mound, everybody, just inside there, covered in vegetation and covered in the richest grass you can find out here, and there's good reason for it. It's the reason the rhinos are grazing here right now. This particular species of termite is a fungus harvesting termite. So deep in the depths of this mound is a fungus farm, basically, which the termites are feeding dead plant material to on a regular basis. Well, not just dead plant material, but plant material in general. And so anyway, the fungus is excreting a very rich excrement constantly into the soils here, which is everything growing on the termite mound is high in nutrients. And animals like these white rhino, you often see zebra doing it as well, the Cape or African buffalo too, and elephants as well aware that the grasses are incredibly rich that grow on the sides of these termite mounds. And so sometimes you'll find the grass is mowed basically around these termite mounds. So that's why they've gone up onto the side of this mound here today. Very clever. Those appear they're going to move away from us here, everyone. I'm going to continue beyond the termite mound, and I'm not going to follow them in here. It's quite dense where they're moving to. And I don't want to disturb them. Oh, as I say that, they got a bit of a fright because I was behind them. Sorry, girls. What a lovely sighting though, folks. Such a privilege. Special creatures. What's wrong, Basil? Now, we are very fortunate, everybody, to have such a healthy population of rhino here on the Rietspruit. And they just thrive here. Perfect habitat for them, both the white and black rhino. Leaving those two white rhino mobile east towards the junction of Pompat and Leopard Noord. They're still in the block though, I'm leaving them unattended. Right, well, seeing as we're here, everybody, I'm going to give the Sunsloot River a bash. We do sometimes struggle with gremlins in here, but it is just a short stretch of river that I'd like to check for any sign of cats. We'll see how the gremlins go. It's such a beautiful drive down here. Hopefully we won't lose signal with you all too much. young female leopard that I'm actually hoping for down here. She frequents this riverbed and she drinks at that little water hole we were at earlier quite regularly. That is the Kudu Krip 2-3 female, of course. I haven't seen her in some time, but I know she's around here. Just so beautiful when you look down this riverbed. I love being in these dry riverbeds. Such beautiful habitat. Perfect for leopard, of course, but great for everything. These little riverbeds have great vegetation growing either side of them because of the high water table. A lot of your browsers come down here. Also, because the water table is so high, it's an easy point for animals like baboon and elephant to dig up water. The waters are, flowing under the surface soil here, only 2-3 feet deep. So these animals will dig it up often. And then also just a great place to come and rest during the heat of the day when it's very hot out here. It's a lot cooler down here in these riverbeds. Somebody dug for water here very recently. Looks like it was a baboon. They dug back there. It's a combination of both, Canadian, when you're trying to restore farmland back to its natural state. It's a combination of letting nature just take its course for the most part, but then also we have to get involved and remove alien plant species, encroaching plant species. We have to clear areas, we have to burn regularly. But you very seldomly need to replant anything. It's amazing. It'll very quickly bounce back, and what was meant to be here naturally will eventually emerge. But there's a lot of damage that is done, you know, from human farming activity in this area. And so, I mean, we're talking, you know, as far as deep as the swales are destroyed. Good swales. And so it will sometimes take a very long time for it to all bounce back. Pretty down here. Sure, Ian. That's a good question. No, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know when, if ever, this riverbed was a constant river, you know, perennial river. But of course, with the farming that happened in this area and, you know, outside of our reserve, that's affected the flow of water here. You know, the river often gets dammed up for the purpose of agriculture or livestock, you know, further upstream. Overgrazing leads to terrible soil erosion in the catchment areas. So in terms of, yeah, when it last was flowing permanently, I would imagine a very long time ago. And like I say, if it did flow perennially, this might be one of these, you know, smaller riverbeds that has in its existence always just been seasonal, non-perennial. Beautiful bird calls down here as well, hey folks. This one is the black-back puffback, that's just called now. Prior to that was the greenback cameroptera. Something just ran away from us in here. It was small, whatever it was. Hey, it's moving there. Could just be a duiker. Very difficult to see in here. Very overgrown. I think it might have been a little duiker. Of baboon tracks in here. Look at all the marilla fruit lying on the road here, or in the riverbed rather. A lot of the fruit is ripe at the moment. You can see the yellow color versus the green. Oh, and it's just the most beautiful smell when those marilla fruits start to ripen. Just stopping here quickly, everybody, just to see if there's any tracks crossing this point. Elephants clearly were feeding on the bark of this tambuti tree here some time back. This is one of my favorite picnic spots right here, everybody. So when I come out here with my family, I'll bring my son, wife, whoever else is with us to this spot right here. You see where it opens up so beautifully here in the riverbed. It's a great place for Harrison, my son, to run around, where I can keep a close eye on him, but also just such a beautiful, comfortable spot to come and have a picnic. Pretty cool. I see nobody's driven down here in ages. So we're creating the new road, basically, that comes along this stretch of river. No leopard tracks yet. Lots of baboon tracks along here. But we have found her tracks in this river in the past. Sorry, last station, can you please repeat? Oh, look at the nyala and monkeys here. Okay, that is so beautiful. The nyala and the monkeys enjoying the nice cool temperatures here in this riparian woodland on the banks of the river here. Good afternoon, Mauricia. Lovely to have you with us. Hello, Rosemary. Welcome. And yes, Ian, marula fruit is fantastic for making beer. The local Shangans people in this area love fruit. How beautiful is this? The vervet monkeys and the marula. You might know. It's exactly what that little vervet monkey's got, everybody. He's picked up a ripe marula fruit. Very tasty. Now the nyala will probably be eating it as well, by the way, folks. You know, whatever the baboons and monkeys drop, or whatever naturally falls from the trees, a lot of your antelope will actually browse on it as well. Kudu, nyala, impala love feeding on marula fruit. So it's a frenzy for everybody at this time of the year when the fruit starts to ripen. That little monkey is going to town on his one. Can't blame him. I love eating marulas. So does I found some up on the wall, I'll pick some up for him. Busy watching his family members above him. They're all up in the marula tree busy picking off the fruit. This big tree in front of us here, that's the tree where they're getting the fruit from, the one with the white bark, or the lighter coloured bark. More monkeys in the room coming towards us as well. Definitely no leopard around here, everybody. These impala and vervet monkeys would have alerted us to the presence of a leopard. Just everywhere I look, to be honest, there's monkeys. This is a big troop of vervet monkeys. Lots of them here. Just busy having their supper. Won't be long before they settle in for the night. What a lovely sighting. Right, well everybody, sadly that's the end of the beautiful... Oh, hello, Mr. Giraffe. Sorry, didn't even see you there, buddy. Too busy looking at the road for tracks. Beautiful younger male giraffe here. Not fully grown yet. Beautiful specimen though. Very light coat. Not too chuffed with me though. Yes, look at him go. Yeah. It's always amazing to see giraffe run. Blows your mind how fast they actually are. Ah, here we go. Here's an opportunity for me to gather some marilla for Harrison. Looks like there are a couple of ripe ones here. I wonder if that giraffe actually wasn't feeding on some of these marulas as well. Very possible. There's monkeys everywhere around me here. Everybody taking advantage of marilla season, including me. Yeah, I was just going to say now, folks, that's the end of the Sunsloot for us. We cannot drive it any further than that, unfortunately. The river's all blocked up. But I'm really chuffed that you all got to see that and that we didn't have too many gremlins get in the way. Yeah, to answer that point there, Mauricio, yeah, I was also thinking about the elephants when I was seeing all the marula in the riverbed. But to be honest with you, there are so many marula trees on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. There's marula fruit falling everywhere, so the elephants are spoilt for choice. Yeah, it's definitely not just Terry that enjoys the marula fruit. Kate and I both love it. Alrighty, we're going to head out west here from this point, everyone. Just head up to Seskunt Crypt, another one of these little man-made waterholes, not too far from here. See if there's any action around that waterhole. Might even then try drive a section of the Deep Sloot River, another dry riverbed to the west here, which is also quite productive for leopard and all the other wonderful little creatures. Wonder if this wind that's kicked up isn't bringing some rain tonight, everyone. Seeing quite a lot of cloud building up over the Drakensberg Mountains here in front of us. Potentially some rain en route. Wow, Betty, I did not know that. That's very interesting. The drunken elephant. Must be a pretty awesome smelling makeup, I'll tell you what, if it smells anything like the fruit. Should get a really nice view of the Drakensberg Mountains now, everybody. Doesn't look like anybody's drinking right now. So not seeing any tracks of anybody here. It says Kankrup. Just make our way now into the Diepsloot River from here though. Just quickly scanning the road to see if anything might have been walking up in this direction. I see some impala out here.
Okay, we're going to just check how many vehicles there are on Leopard. So I'm from Leopard on Lowveld. Let's say I'm number 1. Number 7.
Another beautiful scene, everybody, with these impala and the Drakensberg Mountains above them. Stunning. These young impala still watching the vehicles very closely, not entirely used to the trucks yet. These little baby impala have grown fast though. It's incredible to see how big they are. They're only 3 months old. Alright folks, we're going to test our luck with the gremlins. We're going to head down into the Rietspruit River now and head south along this river. It's along this river where we've picked up recent signs and footage of a pregnant female leopard. A new leopard for the reserve, one that we hadn't seen before. She's been moving in and out of this. Been moving in and out of this riverbed quite a lot recently, and we suspect might even have given birth to cubs by now, somewhere close to this riverbed. But let's just see how it goes with the gremlins. Fingers crossed. You guys can stay with me.
Zoe just leaving, please.
So this female leopard is thriving here. I mean, you saw all the impala back here, everybody. There's always an abundance of impala grazing, you know, just parallel to the river. So she conceals herself by moving in the river here, and then just will pop up and move through these thickets to come and stalk the impala on the fringes. There's also lots of duiker, bushbuck and impala that move along this river. Copy, thanks Andrew. Just busy hearing word now from the team back at FC Andrew in particular, that there are baboons going crazy near Mamba Dam, so potentially a predator. At the waterhole closest to our camp. So Andrew's just said we should have a look around that area on our way back. We're still quite a distance from that particular waterhole, but good to know that there might be something there. We'll definitely be going past there. Glenn for Gareth.
Standing by, Gareth.
Where are you operating right now?
Just left the Bunduran Crypt, heading towards Descant.
Okay, copy that. Reports of baboons alarm calling around Mamba Dam. I'll head that way, but I'm still a ways out.
Copy that. I can head that way also.
Copy. Cheers, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day at work. I'll see you again soon. Just chatting to my father earlier, and he's not too far from where those baboons are alarm calling everybody, so he's going to go a quick look in that area. He'll keep me updated, but we'll continue to drive this beautiful stretch of river here. Let's see if we don't come up with anything along here this evening. Now, where I got the camera footage of this pregnant female leopard was just here, literally 60-70 meters from me now. Just in here, where she walked away from me here, up that second tributary that comes and feeds into the one we're in here now. This was a couple of weeks back now, though. elephants have been here. So this is recent, everybody, where the elephants have been feeding here. Basil, I'm going to have to squeeze through here, so you're going to have to take the camera off. That last tree is a buffalo thorn, so try not to let it touch you too much. Just careful this one here, Basil, don't touch this tree. You good? Well done. Elephants always keeping us on our toes. My apologies, Alicia. I must have missed your question about the dogs. But I can give you the update again. Yeah, they're doing fantastically well. The females and the males have seemed to all bond very nicely together. And yeah, they have been checked on recently and are all still doing very well inside the boma. They've been fed and are now just waiting to be released, which will be in about 5 or 6 weeks' time. Yeah, I can't wait for that. But in terms of the bonding process, from what I've heard, it's all gone well. So the EWT, Endangered Wildlife Trust, actually monitored them for the first 48 hours after the bonding, just to make sure the bonding had worked, and they have told us that all is well. That would have been terrible, Mauricio, if I'd had snake lambs working on those trees. male leopard tracks here, but not fresh, not from today. Looks like a male. I'll just quickly get off and try show you all these tracks. You can see one here. It actually is a female. It looked bigger than it actually is because of the soft sand here. Female leopard walked along here the last 2 or 3 days. It's exactly who we've come looking for down here, everybody. Man, I'm dying to bump into her when she's on the move in this riverbed. Yeah, that's definitely her. She is quite a big female leopard, this pregnant female. That's why her track can be a little bit deceiving, particularly in the soft sand, that it's a male. But that's her. She walked along here a couple days back. There's tracks of this leopard now going this way as well, everybody. They look a little bit fresher than the first set I found. Maybe that's could be who's upset the baboons. Could be this female leopard. Standing by.
There's, I'm leading the Mamba Dam area. All quiet. Nothing going on yet.
Okay, copy. Thanks, Dan. So you would have just heard my dad talking to me now, everybody, and he's been sat at Mamba Dam for some time. He says it's gone all quiet there. Can't hear anything, hasn't seen anything. just wonderful for us to be able to show you this beautiful riverbed this afternoon, guys. Yeah, I don't think the gremlins have got in the way too much, and also wonderful to know that we've got relatively fresh tracks of this female leopard down here again. So she's active along here, still active along here. Imagine we find her with her cubs one day, everybody. My goodness. That's my dream on this reserve. I mean, I'm always trying to find leopard cubs, but I've never found tiny leopard cubs on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. So it's my dream, my mission, to try and find them, and try find them with you, everybody. Maybe we're going to get lucky with this litter. We'll see. Yes, Ian, to answer your question, Andrew has put up a camera trap exactly where I put it the last time, just back there where I was pointing out where we caught the footage of her. Shannon, no, you wouldn't be able to tell whether she's pregnant or not by the tracks. No, that would just be too difficult, I think. Cheers, Kennedy, and cheers, Mary. Thanks for joining us. A pleasure as always. Certainly is an interesting mix-up down there in the riverbed, hey Betty, with the rock and the sand. Obviously the rock that we're driving over and seeing down there is new rock that has come tumbling down the river, versus the sand which has already been broken down hundreds of years. It's beautiful in that riverbed. Just love being down there. Mauritia, it certainly does. That river will flow during the heavy rains, but just briefly, you know, for a couple of days at most, you know, maybe a week tops. That river will flow during the heavy rains, and it has flowed a couple of times this rainy season already. Another absolutely stunning evening. Spotlight die koe. Loot. Very close now to another man-made waterhole, everyone, and I'm just going to go past it now. Might actually just switch off there for 5 minutes or so just to listen. We're not far now from Mamba Dam and where those baboons were reported alarm calling. The predator would have obviously moved away from the baboons though pretty quickly once they started alarm calling. It's unsettling for a predator, particularly leopard. Baboons are actually quite aggressive towards leopard. They're big enemies, baboon and leopard. But also, you know, once spotted by a troop of baboons that are sounding the alarm, barking and squealing, it means that leopard's, you know, element of disguise is gone, so it'll want to quickly get away from that and try and get itself neutral again to try and hunt its prey without the beady eyes of the baboon. And so therefore might have covered a bit of ground by now, and maybe we get lucky at this little waterhole which is just up ahead here. Yes, indeed, Becky. It is starting to get a bit darker here now. The sun has now dipped behind the Drakensberg Mountains. It's wonderful hearing the birds sing their bedtime chorus. And the brown-backed locusts and the cicadas. Giraffe here. Just come across another, looks like male giraffe here, everybody. He might have been coming here for a drink. Atlamunda and Crip, this little water hole in front of me here. Like I say, everybody, I just want to sit still here for five minutes and see if I don't hear anything or see if anything turns up to drink. not going to continue heading towards that giraffe. He wasn't happy to see me, so I'm just going to leave him be. It's also just lovely to sit and listen to the birds. Giraffe's keeping an eye on us there. I'm a massive winter fan, Susan. I love being in the bush in winter for many reasons. But particularly because the game viewing is intense in winter. It really is. There's lots of good game viewing in winter. It's a lot easier finding the game in winter. The temperatures are a lot friendlier in winter as well. But summer was, is also beautiful. All the new life that's born during summer, and watching the vegetation, bounce back after the rains is incredible, and seeing all the flowers come out, and of course the bird life. I love the birds. I'm crazy about birds. So birds in summer are at their peak. But the optimal time for safari, for game viewing, is during winter. Imagine we have a leopard come out and drink now at this little waterhole.
Movement closing down.
Be the best way to end the drive, Marcy. Well, I wouldn't be ending it if a leopard turned up here now. We'd be extending this drive. It's wonderful to hear, Mauricia, that you got hooked on birds after coming out on a safari. If I'm completely honest, I was never a massive birder either. Even when I started my guiding career, it was one of the most challenging parts of guiding for me, was becoming familiar with all of the birds out here. But after having guided for about a year or two, I really started getting the knack of it, and now it's a passion. Like, I just absolutely love birding, love trying to find new species, and just find them so fascinating. There's so much interesting behavior that comes with birds, and of course the amazing colors, the amazing songs. Which bird call is my favorite? Sure, there are many. But I think one of them that always stands out for me is the fiery neck nightjar. It is an iconic call out here. I just love that call. Another favourite of mine is the African fish eagle. And probably also the African emerald cuckoo. It's also another one of my favourites. Yes, Betty, that's true. Winter safari, you will need warmer clothes, but only for the first part of the morning and last bit of the evening. We're so fortunate out here that we have such mild days during winter that you'll still be walking around in shorts and a t-shirt or a dress during the middle of the day in winter here. Summer, however, there's nowhere to hide from the heat. But I mean, different strokes for different folks. Some people love the heat, some people prefer it cooler. I'm certainly one of the cooler people though. I like it cool. I much prefer being able to put on layers if need be, rather than dealing with the extreme heat out here in summer. I can hear that fiery-necked nightjar calling now. They just start calling now as it starts getting dark. Copy. Thanks, Becky. It's an absolute pleasure. We really are very happy to share this beautiful place with you, even if it is only on a Monday. What did you see there, Basil?
Yeah, looking for tracks.
Looking at tracks?
Yeah.
Giraffe tracks mainly, huh? On the road there.
Yeah, nothing interesting.
Oh, that is a great call, Mauricio, the black-crowned chagro. Also a favourite for sure. Well, thank you, everybody. It's been a gorgeous afternoon, and we have loved sharing it with you. And yeah, I look forward to sharing it with you all again very soon. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. No leopard tonight, but still so much fun being out here, and I can't wait to do it again. Come and look for leopards with you all again very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your evening, everybody, wherever you are in the world, and stay safe. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.